We actually met on a hayride party. She was with a date, I was with a date. And the only significance of that came a couple, I'd say, I don't know, 6 months or even a year later.
6 months.
6 months.
March.
She was at Marquette, I was down in Wisconsin. Okay, well, they used to have what they call a journal track meet. And what happened there was we got on a Badger bus, and I think there were 6 of us. And we journeyed down. The guys want to know, well, what are we going to do? Any girls or anything like that? I said, well, I'll tell you what. I met this gal, really lovely gal, from Wausau, and she's at Marquette in dental hygiene. Why don't you let me call her and see what could happen? And I think it was on a Saturday, was it not?
Don't remember.
Friday or Saturday. At any rate, the main thing was the fact that I called up, and I said, June, this is Bob Heck, and
I said, who?
yeah, thanks, June. Anyways, so it all kind of came down to we're at a journal track meet, a lot of neat guys here, and want to know if you could maybe help us line up some dates. And back then, you know, it was easier done than it is probably today. So she started going down the list, bang, bang, bang. Cute gals, this is cute, this is fine. We lined up just about everybody except this one person, a friend of mine, Carl Marquardt. I remember that very well.
And yourself.
And myself. Well, she had just described a really cute gal who we later got to know quite well, with the name Mo, and she had little bangs in her head, I remember. And but she was really cute, neat gal, and she had just described that. So I said to Carl, why don't you take her, and then I'll take her, and why don't you take June? No, he says, why don't you take, let me take her out, and you can take June. So we said, well, okay, we'll flip on it. And I flipped, and I lost. I got June.
What a nice thing.
It's funny.
You've been a winner.
I've been a winner ever since. We always make that comment. And, but it was a crazy story, but it was kind of cute. Anyways, it's worked out well because we've been married 54 years going in the next couple of months. And our first date, and probably the last time we saw a movie, no, just kidding, was the 10 Commandments. And so you've seen the reruns of that enough times. Anyways, that worked out. But what it comes down to is one date led to another date and another date. And before you knew it, I was, asking her to, what, they study, go stay with it. Even say that at those back in then. At any rate, we got engaged and then married in August of 1961. And we have been happy ever after. End of story.
We had 5 wonderful children, and they have married, and now we have 19 wonderful grandchildren who we are very proud of. And we are fortunate that everybody lives close enough. 3 families live in Rhinelander, and 2 families live in Wisconsin, one in Green Bay and one in Milwaukee, and now some of the older kids are in college. But we're able to get together for many birthdays, anniversaries, holidays, and it's wonderful to have all of our family close to us. We strongly profess our faith together and have great times, and we are truly blessed.
Years ago, there was a couple, a doctor friend and his wife, that I had met, and I remember him telling me, and I was just a young guy, but I was married, and that, the thing you always want to do, Bob, is definitely always try to keep your grandchildren, try to keep the family together. And how you do that is, you have trips together, you're, say for example, you have certain events during the year, July 4th or Easter or whatever, but you always try to kind of keep things together. We've been fortunate, as she explained before, that most of our family is very close to us. We have 12 grandchildren, for example, that live not even a block from us. So Grandma's always making chocolate chip cookies. It works out real slick for them. And, but anyways, that worked out from that standpoint quite well, right? And, I lost my train of thought here. We were getting ready to get married, and I had open heart surgery, which she knew I was going to have, and she wanted me to have, because she wanted to get it over with before we got married, which was basically
Well,
smart on
and
her
you
part.
should say that you had a hole in your heart, and you wouldn't, doctors told him he would not live past 40 if he didn't have surgery. So that's why we looked into having the open heart surgery, which was in 1961, so that was very early for heart surgery.
Right. So we had it, and everything went fine. But it didn't totally go fine, because what happened is I started to develop a pericarditis situation, which is kind of blood circling your heart, your lungs, and so forth. And it was so bad I couldn't take the pain any longer. And I went to tell June, and that she had to take me to the hospital right away, because I was really concerned what was happening. Well, to make a long story short, they told me I had a blood clot, and they were concerned that I wasn't going to make it. But we were going to get married just a few months later, and
That was in July, right?
that was in July.
And
We were getting married in August, and so you talk about having everything kind of go up in
They
smoke,
told us to cancel our wedding.
which we didn't. And but we fought through it, made it. Guess what? We're still here. But we've had several of those type of scares with my health, and I've been very fortunate because we've been able to get through it. So because right now I'm 79 and feeling pretty decent, and Grandma doesn't change. She's always looks decent, superwoman, and so. It's worked out, but it hasn't always been easy because different things. And not to mention the fact that, some of the kids, everybody in the family, it's a large family now. And someone has always maybe been sick or bad leg or broken leg or whatever. Anything else you want to add?
Our son Ken just had open heart surgery this year, so we went through that. And back to us, we also had problems because we were of different faiths. Bob was Lutheran and I was Catholic, and that took some managing with the families, and that was a little difficult at first, but that worked out, and we are we've lived happily ever after.
Well, we're both
faith
Catholic.
together, yes.
All right. And my advice to anyone is, keep the family together. It works, and it's so much fun. We get along so well. The older kids take incredible care of the younger kids. And the younger kids, frankly, rather be with the older kids. It's hilarious. But it works out well with our case, and I think that would be good advice. Anything you want to add to that?
No, I think you said it all.